We're not as bad as America. I can confirm that. Why do you find technology scary?
UK is famous for soccer or football. You call it football.
And have a team that I support, Arsenal. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Arsenal has a lot of fans.
And I worked as a bartender where I had to quit the job within the first week because I wasn't able to understand the Brummie accent and what the customers wanted to order from the bar. I think happiness is gratefulness, and I'm definitely grateful. It's been a quieter day. How about you? What time is it in Iran?
Yeah, I'm in Texas, and it's noon 12 here. How about England? Which city you are?
It's 6 p.m. I'm in Coventry, which is middle of England, Midlands, nearby Birmingham. So
Okay. Okay. What university? Are you
I
a
am
student still, or you graduated?
no, I graduate in 1.5 years, so I'm still a student at the University of Birmingham studying computer science.
Okay, University of Birmingham.
Yes,
Is the place that Peaky Blinders coming from? The
yes,
city?
Peaky. The only movie that I've ever watched, or the only series that I've ever watched, is Peaky Blinders. So it's a fantastic series. And you are in the University of it's
Yeah,
not Texas, Dallas.
I'm studying at two schools at the same time. I'm a PhD, dual degree PhD. I'm at UT Southwestern Medical Center, which is in the city of Dallas. And another school is University of Texas at Dallas. The name of the school is UTD, UT Dallas, which is located in Richardson, a little bit far from the city center or downtown Dallas.
I know nothing about America, so I will take your word for it and say that sounds great. That sounds fantastic. I would love if I ever come to Texas, I'll make sure to drop you a message.
Sure, definitely.
Hold on.
I'll be happy to see you in person. So, yeah, I'm excited about UK. We can talk more about the system, the academic life there. So, you are undergrad CS. Can you tell more about yourself? How this journey started and which year you are? What kind of things going on with your academic part of life?
Definitely. So I'm at the University of Birmingham, which is a Russell Group university, one of the top universities in the UK. And I started 2 years ago now, and I've got 1.5 years left. So I'm on a 4-year course. And I study computer science. I came to study at the University of Birmingham because of the great balance. I'm not sure if you've heard of anything about the University of Birmingham, but
Sure, yeah. I have some friends, and I did interview with one of my friends in University of Birmingham, but the language is Persian, so I did that interview for my Persian channel. She's studying civil engineering, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Birmingham is really well known in our country, so a lot of students applying there, and yeah.
well, fantastic. So you might know about the great work-life balance. Birmingham is great for balance. You have time to go out and you have time to really lock in and study. It's a huge campus, amazing area, amazing city, and it's a good course as well. So, uh, yeah, civil engineering is quite difficult. I respect your friend, and hopefully I might have seen them, I might not have.
Okay, uh, Kieran, my question gonna be about your major, CS. We have CS and CE, right? Computer engineering and computer science. Can you tell us the details between this, the differences between these two majors? Sometimes people thinking they are same, and how 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 they are different from each other.
Definitely. So there's another one that I like to throw into the mix as well, and there's software engineering. So we've got computer science, which is what I study. We've got software engineering, which is what some of my friends study, and computer engineering, which I'm not as familiar with, but I can definitely give you the difference between software and computer science. That's fine.
Sure, yeah.
Perfect. So computer science is it's purely the theory side of things. You have a bit of programming, you have a bit of mathematics, you have a bit of AI, you have a bit of cybersecurity, but it's the basics and the foundations of a wide variety of topics in the computer science industry, in the software engineering technology industry. And then software engineering is more programming based. It's more as if you were to work in a team at a large software company. So you have the focusing on programming methodologies, how you work together in a team to focus on a programming project, who takes what part, who takes one part, how you can build your project from scratch using all areas, the testing, the unit testing of a project from the planning stage and the development, whereas computer science is more a bit about mathematics, a bit about data structures and algorithms. And I think it's the safer option if you're not too keen on going straight into the full heavy programming route.
Great. So how did you come up with picking CS as your major?
So I would say technology is the future, and computer science opens up a wide variety of opportunities. So there's definitely the opportunity to go into financial side of things, consulting, into mathematics side of things. If you choose computer science, you just have a broad experience of a whole bunch of areas. Whereas I didn't want to limit myself by going to a subject which might be more outdated, which might not give me the same opportunity, which might not be as challenging in my sense. Computer science has allowed me to apply for engineering roles, for example. I've applied for a wide variety of roles because a lot of people want someone that has a knowledge of programming, that problem solving skill, and just general computer science.
That's great, fantastic. And I think based on your explanation, CS students should have strong mathematics skills, right? The,
So you don't need as strong mathematics skills as maths, for example. So in my 2 years of university, I've only had two mathematic heavy modules. So you do need problem solving. That's definitely, you need to be able to solve problems and you need to be able to critically analyze and solve a problem for a long period of time. But in terms of maths, during my first year, I had one mathematics module, which was difficult, 100%, but it wasn't as heavy as some other subjects and you can get through it. And second year was AI related mathematics. So very difficult once again, but you can get through it if you have the right people around you.
that's true. So in the US, when I'm looking at undergrad life, I see a lot of courses, but they're coming with a lot of projects. For example, you're passing one algorithm course, for example, but they have to do a lot of programming or different projects beside just passing the course itself. Is it same in UK that kind of courses you're passing, you require to do a lot of projects, presentations?
I've never done a presentation as part of computer science, and I'm very fortunate for that. And luckily, no essays. It's really heavy exam based, at least at the University of Birmingham. Other universities might do it differently, but at the University of Birmingham is large majority of modules are purely exam based. You might have a group project module which involves some assignments and some projects, like you mentioned in C sharp, in Python, in Java, and I've had to do some of those, but they're about 10% of the time. If
Do you
but
use ChatGPT AI a lot in your projects or
I think everybody uses AI, and I think it's a dependency. I'm sure you use AI to prepare the questions for for this conversation, and
yeah.
I'm sure I use AI to prepare my answers. We all use AI assignments. I think there's fear that you might get caught using AI and you might be disqualified from exams, but everybody still uses it. And I've probably used AI at least once to help me learn the subject for every module or to actually do the assignments.
I feel it's Kieran, I feel it's mixed feeling. Sometimes you're feeling using AI and having this technology, it's scary for especially for people who study coding, computer engineering, or software engineering. Do you think this can be challenging for us and scary to find our positions in the future after graduating? Or have you ever thought about this, concerned about this stuff?
I think AI creates as many problems as it solves problems. So I've thought about AI being the one that's going to take all our jobs, and there's a reason why we can't get jobs. And in some companies, they're laying off many staff, such as I don't know if you've heard of Klarna, the payment system which allows you to separate your payments into three individual payments. Very popular in the UK, but they've made a goal to cut 5% of their staff and replace them all with AI. And so when you hear stories like that, it's scary, it's feary, it creates fear. But I think it also creates jobs in the sense that who's going to create the AI, who's going to help manage all the AI software and systems. So I'm personally not scared. I see it as a tool to help me through every aspect of life. But yeah, some people, of course, are going to be scared of it taking our jobs, it not allowing us to get jobs, increasing the competition.
Okay. As a CS student, what do you think can be the best strategy to prepare ourselves to not get a lot of damages from this growing technology these days?
I think we're lucky that we're still young and we still have time. And what I've realized, and what you might have realized as well, is that the older generation seems to have a greater difficulty in understanding and getting grasps with AI, whereas younger people are flocking to ChatGPT. They use it as part of their everyday lives, and there are other websites that, if you know about and you know how to use them, are going to greatly benefit you in everyday life. So as long as you prepare how to use Copilot, how to use AI, the main AI tools, use it as much as you can to save you time and to become proficient in using it to help you apply for places, help you get through your studies, help you learn difficult concepts, you'll be completely fine.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think CS opens a lot of doors in this era by coming this amazing stuff and technologies. So I think, yeah, if you prepare yourself, if you see it as a potential and opportunity, you can get a lot of advantages out of it. So, uh, Kieran, I saw internship in your resume. How internship works in UK system? Which year students usually apply for internships? And is it common for undergrad students to go internship?
So I think it works similar to how it does in America and how it works in many parts of the world, the Middle East. We have internships which last about 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 10 weeks, and they can be paid, they can be unpaid, but it's just a chance to get some professional experience working in a company alongside some mentoring from an experienced professional. And I've had 3 internships myself, but it's yes, very similar to America. You can apply whenever you want. You don't have to be a university student to apply for some, but some require you to be a university student and apply during your first year for some first year only schemes, second year for some second year only schemes, and graduate roles, placement years. There's a wide variety of variances as well. And I would never recommend anybody to apply for an internship that doesn't pay you. So there are an absurd amount of internships which don't pay students any money, and they get free labor, free experience from you, and they claim that they only benefit you in terms of you get some experience, you have something to put on your CV, and that's never worth your time. There are companies that will pay you for doing the work that you're going to be doing. So I would always recommend going for the ones that pay. Usually they're out about 25 to 30,000 pounds, Great British pounds, for an internship in the UK. I'm not too sure about America, unless you get one of the best ones at the highest prestigious company.
So what is the chance of approval to get internship in companies?
What was the chance for approval? So every company has their own application system, and it depends on how well you do as part of that application system. Your experience all counts towards that. Your ability to answer questions, work with people, be happy, be a positive person that they want you to be a part of their team. And it depends on your subjects as well, of course, as part of your experience, which areas you're applying for. Some areas are a lot more competitive than others.
Yeah, in the US, I think everyone who can get into internship, they're gonna make easier for themselves to after graduation find a good job in these companies. And because of that, it's a little bit competitive. It's not like you're applying and you're gonna get into this company, and you have to send your resume and wait for the feedback from the companies. So sometimes it's really um, hard in US to find the opportunity to do internship. And how about the undergrad itself? Do they pay for undergrad? Do they waive tuitions? Do they pay scholarship for students who do undergrad in this school? And how the UK system works in total for undergrad?
For someone that was abroad coming into the UK or just UK citizens.
Is it different? Yeah, if you can clarify both would be great.
So how does it work for? So we're a similar situation. You send in your resume or your CV to a lot
Uh-huh.
of companies, and you will face a hefty amount of rejections, depending on it really is a numbers game at the end of the day. And for undergraduates, so if you're a student, an undergraduate at a university, there's always opportunity to apply for internships. Your university will generally send you places to apply for in your inbox, and they'll usually have careers advisors to help you support that, which I've definitely made use of in order to get my internships. So it's in terms of scholarship and funding, uh, internships pay you, so the company will pay you directly. And in terms of students paying the tuition fees, there is student loans available. So unless you're a UK citizen and you have 30 to 40 grand in the bank to pay for tuition fees and your parents have made it, they're rich, it's most likely up to you to have that student loan application ready and you'll be paying it back for the course of 10, 20 years, depending on how quick you pay it back.
So, Kieran, I'm gonna shift the topic a little bit to personal part of the story. I'm gonna ask some questions about your own life in
Hmm.
UK. So, which city are you from? Are you from Birmingham, the area that you're studying in Birmingham, or you're coming from other part of the UK?
Me personally, I'm coming from West London, so that's my home, but I study in Birmingham and I work in Coventry. So I'm quite often traveling between a few cities. I get to experience quite a wide range of London, the middle of England, but I haven't been to Manchester. Somewhere where I'd really love to go is Manchester for the first time. So
I see, nice, nice. So, UK is famous for soccer or football. You call it football, and I believe football is better, honestly. And do you are you a soccer fan, football fan?
never watched the
No.
game. I'm
Oh
sorry.
wow. Any sports? No
the only
sports.
the only sport that I like is chess, and
Chess.
huge fan of
Okay.
chess, but I play basketball. I like watching chess, and I've never watched football. It's something that I used to try and keep up with the scores and have a
Mhm.
team that I support, Arsenal. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Yeah.
Uh,
Arsenal has a lot of fans.
yeah, but
So
small
yesterday
knowledge.
I was watching the game. Arsenal beat 4-1. I don't remember the result, but yeah, they won. So,
Oh, amazing!
but this is really interesting. You're living in England and you're not watching soccer, football. My friend coming from Texas to to London to watch the Chelsea with Liverpool or Tottenham, one of these two, and he just booked the ticket for UK to come to stadium and watch that game, Stamford Bridge, and then live to home.
Must have been a
Some
lot of
people
money.
love football. Yeah, he paid 300, 400 pounds for a game. So interesting. So, how is your days going in the hobby part of thing? What hobbies do you usually prefer to do in your free time?
I, I've got some flatmates as well that have season tickets that pay thousands of pounds for football matches, and I I think maybe as a kid I watched here and there with as my dad would bring me to watch it on the TV, but it's just I have my own reasons for not watching football, which I can go into. So my hobbies really are
Mhm.
eat, sleep, work, um, and uh, playing chess here and there. I used to be captain of the University of Birmingham chess team, and then
Wow,
I made it onto the best chess team in Birmingham, to which I it's a long process playing a game of chess. It's as long as a football game, 90 minutes, 2 hours, but it can just be a bit patience enduring. So I I eat, sleep, work, watch chess, I play chess, I see friends, I create content, I manage my community, Uni Thrive, wide variety of things.
that's great. Yeah, I was planning to hold a game for chess, kind of international competition And I asked some of my friends because I have a lot of friends here. They love playing chess, especially Indian friends. They got the rank first in our university. UTD got the first rank in nation in the US. They are really good at chess. So even they have a ranking in the world ranking, they can even compete in the world level ranking game chess. So yeah, I also play chess, but I'm not really that much good. So but it's really nice playing chess. Can
Mm.
keep your brain active.
I would love to see how they play in America and just play with a different variety of opponents. So it does keep your brain active with the problem solving.
Yeah, I'm planning to hold a competition for chess, and I downloaded the application. There is a special application that you can um, reg give the people chance to register, and you can monitor them online, all of them at the same time. So maybe we can
.com?
do this. Chess.com is needs subscription, so you have to pay for it.
Lichess?
Delicious, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make something in that, so yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna show up, and can be really interesting competition to see different students from all over the world competing, and we can put a specific prize for that too. Can be
That
really
sounds
interesting.
good.
Yeah, I think it's really good to have chess in academic environment. It's
Mm.
really a smart thing to have. So, Kieran, do you have any role models in your life?
Oh, I haven't prepared for that one. So, role models. Uh, let's say number one, I would say the greatest chess player of all time, Magnus Carlsen. I think he's the best, not just because of how good he is, but because how much he loves the sport. And he's I've been watching his games for a long time. I've been watching his play style, him as a person. I think he's someone that I would aspire some people to look up to. And there are some other chess players that I definitely look up to, but I don't think people will have heard of them as much as Magnus Carlsen, the number one. Have you heard of Magnus?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
It was a week ago. They didn't let him to come because of the pants he had on, right?
exactly that. Yeah, or the trousers we say in the UK. But yeah, he
Yeah.
was disqualified from a international chess competition due to his outfit, which is outrageous. But
Hmm.
um,
So
but
Magnus.
my dad, I guess, is always a cliche answer, but you can always say your dad. And um, I'm struggling. I have to yeah, I'll have to get back to that one. If I think of somebody else, I'll let you know.
That was a great answer, by the way. So, what has been the toughest problem you ever solved in your academic life?
Oh, as part of university.
Yeah, in academic life, in your CS major specifically.
So in terms of university, I would say there have been some very challenging assignments. But I'm quite a high achiever. I'm lucky to say that I've achieved 80 to 85% on most of my assignments. Most in my first and second year of university, I'm averaged 80%, which is a first class degree. I'm not sure if you guys have first class, second class in America, but so that's number one. And I would say that exams I haven't found too challenging for that sense. And people always get angry and say, how have you not found the exam challenging? How have you not found the assignment challenging? But academically, I've always been on top of my game because I've always been competitive. I've always wanted to be the best academically. But there have been challenging moments when I've been faced with a project such as working with C languages I'm unfamiliar with. And sometimes you'll have the theory that you study being 5 times easier than the assignments that you're given. So I've had to really put in a lot of time and effort to take on those projects. I could give
Amazing,
you, yeah, yeah. There you go.
amazing. Yeah, I can tell. That's why I reach out to you, right? You can feel from the profile that people have how hardworking and how smart they are. And Kieran, my
Thank you.
next question: what's something about living in Birmingham that you think students should know?
So living in Birmingham, it has its ups and its downs, but 90% of it is its ups. And the first thing I would say is the student life. The student life in Birmingham is the best you'll get in the UK. I've been to Southampton, I've been to Bristol, I've been to uh, all parts, and I've London, of course, and Birmingham. There's just a vibrant student life. There's different aspects that is available to all sorts of people. The university has a great student work-life balance, and there's a huge amount of diversity. I would say that there's a myth that you'll get from shows like the Peaky Blinders that you have the Birmingham accent and there's this Brummy accent no one can understand, but that's only around 10% of Birmingham where you don't have no, not 10%, but parts of Birmingham which aren't as diverse. And the only time I really encountered that Birmingham accent was when I first came to the city and I worked as a bartender where I had to quit the job within the first week because I wasn't able to understand the Brummy accent and what the customers wanted to order from the bar. And it was that bad. But since then, I've not encountered the Birmingham accent.
Man, that's tough. So you're from the country and you still have issues to understand different accents. I heard Liverpool people accent is also hard. Is it true?
I've never been to Liverpool, but I think it's once again a scenario in which you go to those smaller parts of Liverpool, not the central major towns or the major cities. Sorry, the major the central Liverpool, but you go to the outskirts and you'll see the accent can become difficult.
I see. Yeah, but I love British accent, by the way. I'm not sure that the accent we know is London accent or UK. The British accent known for London accent, I believe. The others, Scottish or Liverpool or Chelsea people, I don't know. They are different than what we know as the model of British accent known in the world. So, Kieran, I'm gonna give you some words, and I want you to give you a feeling or how do you feel about this. The first word is success.
And I love the American accent firstly. So American accent is my favorite accent. I know there's different accents across America, but when every time I meet an American person and I can hear the accent, I just would like to experience going there
Mhm.
someday abroad. So what do I feel about the word success? I would say never ending. That was the first word that came to mind. Success is not about perfection, not about you've hit success, now that's it. It's about a journey, it's about progress. Some people come to me and say, Kieran, sturdy thoughts, you've achieved 40,000 followers on Instagram, that's amazing. Or you've managed to get 3 internships, that's super impressive. I would love to be like you. But I've set targets myself and I've realized that I've underachieved. I have people that I look up to and I say their internships are better or they've got more followers on Instagram or TikTok. So it's really a case about number one, yourself. It's all about that journey amongst yourself, not comparing with other people. And number two, it's about you're never hitting it. You always have to be striving for success every day.
Yeah, that what drives you to move, right? Some in some of my interviews, I'm asking what makes you to move and what makes you keep trying. Because after reaching to some places, you may lose motivation. You should have something in your life, right? To not get um, filled with it, and you have to just keep yourself trying, trying, trying. And I think that that's the Ted's motto. It says, "Never grown up." Yeah,
You just have to stay
but
consistent, like with your YouTube videos and you're posting. I looked through your YouTube channel. You're posting consistently a few times a month, and it's not like you've hit success. You've always got more and more goals to achieve, higher heights.
yeah, I believe especially for YouTube, it's just the consistency works, right? And it's gonna take time. I know that, but after a while, you will see huge jump in your views, in your progress, everything. And the first target is not honestly gaining more viewers. The quality of the views you're getting is more important. And I'm getting this feedback from my followers, the people who are watching my videos, that is really helpful for them. And if I can change even quite a few of people's life, the direction of their life, and
Mm,
direct them to the best thing they can do in their life, I think that's the only thing matters. I'm not gonna do
definitely.
magic, something. So, Kieran, the second word is technology,
So
which is scary for me at least
you,
sometimes.
why do you find technology scary?
I don't know. I feel it does a lot, and we do let technology enter in every aspect of our lives. Even when I'm sleeping, I'm talking to my Alexa in my home, and it's listening to me. He knows everything about me. And sometimes you're feeling if they're gonna use this data, this information, they can know anything about my life. And this technology sometimes getting, when I'm comparing 20 years ago with now, 15 years ago with now, I feel I had less stress by having this social media, a lot of AI related stuff these days growing. Every hours you see new updates on different parts of the algorithm softwares you have. So you have to keep yourself updated. You have to try harder. You have to spend more time, which is hard. And in the past, you have to work 5 hours and you had a really good time. Now you have to work 10 hours and you're still just running behind, right? That's the scary part of it.
I can really resonate to that last bit. You really work 10 hours a day and then you're still behind on everything. And
Yeah.
one thing I completely agree with is social media. It's the pressure it puts on you to keep striving, keep working. And technology in that sense really causes problems in the sense that you have that overwhelmingness of seeing everyone's lives and the algorithm pushing terrible content onto you, cybercrime, cyberbullying, but it also creates amazing opportunities for content creators like us. It's provided businesses, it's provided jobs, passions, hobbies. The ability to network with someone like yourself is something that I love about social media. And when you get those messages from people that say they love your content or your content's really helped them, that's the best part for me.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move to the next word. So, which is the last one. Student. How do you feel about this word?
I think students, number one is students, being a student is the best part of probably my life, most people's lives. It should be the best part of your life. Student life is there for a reason. You get so much free time, but you also get so much opportunity for character development. You have the opportunity to go out and spend so much time in nightclubs, meeting new people, internships, finding out about your career and about life, university, exploring campus. It's all about how you spend that time and the opportunity to really shape you as a person. I think no other period of your life is going to shape you like university life. I,
So
I,
do you like being a student, or sometimes people trying to just finish and get out of school, find a job, and do you think you're gonna stay a student for a while?
I think you would know as someone that's a student at two universities that being a student is fantastic. I don't see any reason to try and escape being a student. Having that sort of student life, why do you want to rush into full-time work? Why do you want to rush into 8, 9 hours a day every day? Why not enjoy the university life where the biggest problem you have is an assignment or an exam, which you can easily overcome by working with friends and just getting on top of the course? So I never want to stop being a student. I think being a student is about consumerism as well. You engage in all these student discounts and all these student activities, and they love putting a student in front of things because students are an easy target for companies to reach out to and to take. So it's about in spending your money and experiencing new things.
That's great. Great answer. So, how is the stress level in your life?
How is the stress level in my life? It can be managed. I think if I do the right things, such as sleeping 8 hours a day, going to the gym, making sure that I'm organized, that I've got the right people around me, there isn't much stress. I think everything can be attacked. It's going to be there. I'm going to deal with it. I don't stress about it. Times when I'm not sleeping enough is when I'm stressed and I wake up on 5 hours of sleep. I've got a full days of work ahead of me. I think, is that better? I think that's just I try to show my watch. I don't even have a watch on, but that's when it really gets to me. And I think, yeah, you think you can relate to that as well. When if
Yeah.
you have no sleep and you've got to do interviews, you've got to study for your courses, you've got to get your job done.
Yeah, sometimes stuff going out of your control, right? And imagine that time you have under a lot of stress pressure. What is the best strategy for you to control that during,
So that
especially during exam time? I believe some students having a lot of stress when they have to take the toughest exam of their major or something. What is the strategy for you? What do you usually do in this time?
So, an upcoming exam, let's say I've got an exam in a week from now, and I'm stressed because I'm behind on revision, and that happens all the time. I think I'll have an exam next week, and by the time it's the day before the exam, I still am not ahead of work, and I'm still stressed going into that exam. But I'm not as stressed as I used to be, and I think you can manage the stress by getting as much revision done as possible, by making sure you know what to revise and you know what's coming up in the exam.
Yeah, I think you do. The best strategy is just prepare yourself in the best way to come up with that issue and problem.
You can't be unconfident if you know what you're doing. And that's
Mhm.
really the best way. If you're stressed, you should be stressed. If you haven't prepared for the exam and you're going into an exam next week and you're far behind, you have to be stressed because that's going to give you the energy you need to try and think of the best way out of this situation. You're going to be stressed thinking, what can I do to solve this problem? Can I revise 10 hours? Can I revise 12 hours? Can I speak to some friends who might be able to help me with some answers? But what you can't do when you're stressed is try and distract the problem by ignoring it and pushing it away and distracting yourself. And that's when you're using stress for the incorrect reasons.
Yeah, that's true. Are you micro planner?
I plan
You're writing
everything.
down every details for
So
every hour of your day you have planned.
that's my whiteboard. It's
Uh-huh.
got everything tasks for me today. I can't show you this side because my that's my pin board over there. It's got
Wow.
it's got my notes and I use Notion, which is a great note taking app. I
Yeah, I
use
do have it too.
the
Nice.
fantastic app, right?
Yeah.
I plan the days by what I'm gonna do by what time. I have habit trackers. I make sure that I do everything each day. I hit 8 hours of sleep. I go to the gym. I post content, whatever it might be. So
What is the best part of the day? Your favorite?
my favorite part of the day.
Yeah. Is it a sleeping or?
I love taking naps. I took a nap just before this interview. So I it was I was 4 o'clock. I slept. 5 o'clock. I woke up. 5:15. I'm writing answers for all questions that might come up, and I'm doing the interview. So I love napping. I think like everybody, I love eating food. It may sound mundane and it may sound boring. I think I'm now at the stage of life where you really appreciate the small pleasures, like getting time to sleep and getting
Mhm.
time to just consume food and enjoy your taste buds. I like organizing myself and completing work, but in terms of the average standard day, it's not really a case of what do I look forward to and what do I not look forward to. It's just getting work done and remaining emotionless, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. So how is people's diet in UK in case of going to fast foods, eating unhealthy stuff? How is it?
I think my flatmate just ordered Domino's delivery. You have Domino's in the US, right?
Yeah,
So I,
we do order Domino's a lot.
I think he just ordered he came in with 2 boxes, and it depends on the person. We as humans, of course, have natural evolutionary instincts to want to crave as much food as possible because what if that's our life insurance? What if we get to a point where we don't have food? But now, as time goes on in the modern day, in the modern era, we don't need to rely on food as much. And it's all about self control and discipline. So it depends on what sort of person you are. If you give into your primary, what's the word? Primitive sort of instincts of just consuming as much food as possible, and you'll be lazy, you'll be slumped, you'll be lacking self-control. I'm trying to work on my balance, my diet as much as possible in the sense of eating healthy chicken, stir fries, rice, but it's a challenge. And I,
I think that that's more issue for us in US. The speed of life is a little bit more faster than other parts of the world, I believe. And personally, I don't have much time to cook. So I have to buy something from out. And when it comes to outside eating, you have to manage your financial side too. So that's why fast foods are the best options. you can pay $7, $8, and you can eat a lot of burger or with fries and drink and everything, which is more affordable. That's why you're getting used to that system. You stick with fast food, eating unhealthy stuff,
Mm.
but it's on a long term, I think it's not good. And we have to be a little bit more careful about our diet as a students who gonna make the future. Maybe we need healthy people to make stuff happen.
We're not as bad as America. I can confirm that. And most people have good diets. If they're eating a lot of food, they're training and they're in the gym. So, uh, yeah, I think America needs to sort out their health situation and their
Is is
healthcare.
is it common people eat in the car in
Yeah,
UK?
we have drive-throughs. Once again, not as popular as America, but we
Okay.
have people. We eat in the car. We have car foods, kebab vans, McDonald's, drive-throughs. But it's all about a case of finding the alternatives. If you think that there's a cheap option, McDonald's, it's got £7 for a Big Mac meal, you have to find what else is £7 that is just as tasty and is slightly healthier. And rather than just trying to completely remove one side of things, bring in where you find stuff that's the healthy alternative.
Yeah.
That might help you anyways.
Yeah, that's interesting. You have drive-through. Based on my search on the internet, it says Europe doesn't have drive-through option. So it's not true then.
We have drive-throughs, we have plenty.
Interesting. Nice. So what is the best thing you like about UK, living in England?
I couldn't say that because I haven't lived in other countries. I
Oh
just
yeah.
I just know that because I couldn't compare it. I would just be saying what different parts of the UK maybe. I know America has a terrible healthcare system. I know that the political system is run by oligarchs, and America and England is slowly moving to that situation. I know it's a war between Republicans and Democrats, but really the rich control everything. So they recently banned TikTok. They love banning your freedom of speech. I'm very grateful for
Uh,
England's amazing public transport system. England has a 10 times better government. So yeah, anyways,
you you roasted US,
it's very
but
true though.
it's I don't know. I believe US is free land. So in case of TikTok, I don't know much because I've never used TikTok. So,
Mm.
but maybe they're gonna make it okay after Trump comes because it's just suspended for a while, I believe, based on the notice you're getting from TikTok, right?
Mm. It was like normal. I think they announced that Trump's going to bring in an executive order to stop the banning from happening. So you're right, but in terms of freedom, uh, I think Americans have opinions, but they don't have the ability to do anything about their opinions. So you could hate the justice system, you could hate the healthcare system. I think everyone's allowed to say what they think, but if you try and do something about it, you'll be stopped right in your tracks. Whereas I think England, we have better rights in terms of how we can protest, how we can show resilience.
Nice. So, what is the plan after graduation?
A
Is
very
there
different
any?
topic.
I'm gonna hear that you're planning to come to the US. Maybe we can meet in person.
I would love to. I think going to America is a dream. I would love to meet you in person and see the projects that you've got going on in both your universities. Explore what the American campus life is like. But for me personally, it would be to s- start a business, continue with a business. I have 2 years until graduation, so I really need to work hard now so that once I finish, I hopefully I'm not working a job for the rest of time, and I've got a business which I can be fully passionate about and use that to help people in a way that I see fit. So
So
and create
you love.
content.
I see. You love to be entrepreneur, and you're not
Love.
gonna go into master or PhD. That's your plan for now.
I wouldn't mind doing a master's of business administration. I heard that you have great opportunities with those degrees. However, entrepreneur. I've always been an entrepreneur my entire life. Creating content and a personal brand is part of being entrepreneurial as much as starting a business is. So I I look forward to hopefully coming to America. But yeah,
Yeah, I think That's a great for future. I believe building startups, being an entrepreneur is the best with this speed of technology and job market. We have to build something for ourselves and for making life easier. So, if you want to give any advice for your younger self, what would be?
I would say keep exploring, keep trying new things. Don't feel the need to rush into one area. You can keep trying new things for as long as possible because it will all be beneficial at some point or another. I think sometimes you spend a lot of time on a failed business or multiple failed businesses, multiple different projects that just don't work, but you learn valuable lessons from them. So it's a case of just trying new things as small as societies, as small as meeting new people, getting yourself into difficult situations, and it will all eventually come back to you to reap the rewards, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, it makes sense. I have one interesting question is that one of the interviews asked me. It was yesterday. He asked me, imagine you have two options. One group of employees or entrepreneurs or the people in your field that all of them are in top tiers. They are really good, and you're the lowest in case of quality and capability and stuff. And the second option, you are the top, and the others are at your same position in this first one. Which option would you choose to work with? Which group of people?
I would definitely choose the first option, but what would you choose? And then I'll adapt my answer.
I answered it depends. It depends on what topic. If the thing is the job or the thing I'm doing right now for content creation or something related that I really enjoy it, I would choose the toppest. I would go with people who are in the top, and I can learn a lot from them. I can push myself harder. And but if it is something like doing research, I believe sometime in research it's hard to keep up with really in high level people. That's why I never choose none of them for research. But for the thing I'm doing, content creation or entrepreneurship stuff, I would go with the best to be in the best group. So do you have any explanation for choice?
That's a nice take for research. It can be nice to want to chase other people and to be somewhere, but it can be harder to actually get to that stage. I think there are probably areas where I don't want to be surrounded by the best, and computer science is one of them. Because as much as I study computer science and I feel I'm strong at it, the best coders, I don't want to be as good as them. I want to be competent and very strong at computer science, but I don't want to be the best because I don't have that passion for it that would make me lead to want to be the very, very best. But if, like you said, if I something that I'm passionate about, like entrepreneurship, I definitely want to be surrounded by the best. I think the only time you would really want to be surrounded by people that are worse than you is if you've got an ego problem and if you've got a superiority complex where you want to feel you're surrounded by people worse. But trying to strive for the best, if you're dedicated and hardworking, that's generally the route to take.
Yeah, we are on the same page. So I like the explanation. You
More cool.
put the details in the best way. So, Kieran, do you feel happy in life? And what is your definition for happiness?
I think happiness is gratefulness, and I'm definitely grateful. So if someone says what's happiness, I think it's being grateful. I don't care too much about being happy. I don't care too much about making sure that I'm always happy. If I'm in a stressful situation, it's about achievement, it's about pride, it's about being useful and being the best that I can to those that I love, those that surround me, and making sure that I'm competent to be able to help them in the areas that they might come into in the future. So it's less about being happy, but more about being competent, more about being, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's happiness is a deep question, and yesterday we were talking about it. In some people in their life have peaks of happiness. They are super happy, and sometimes they are super down. And there is a huge gap between your top moments and really bad moments. When you experience this, I believe when the threshold is going really high between the differences between these two, it means you're getting a little bit far from the maybe the best definition you can have for your happiness. Because being happy, I believe, it can be in a way that keep you in life in a stable motion. You're not losing your temper most of the time, or you're not feeling, oh, I'm super happy and sometimes I'm super depressed. When you're feeling these two contradictory emotions in your life, I feel the definition of happiness going wrong somewhere. And I think thinking about these deep questions can be really interesting and helpful, and can give really good insight and perspective for people in their lives. So, Kieran, I think I asked all of my questions. So, the last words from your side. Is there anything I've missed and you want to talk? And
I think, firstly, with your last question about happiness, it's exactly what you said. It's more about when I said it's more about just being competent. It's more about being at one level. It's more less about, oh no, I'm really sad. Yeah, I'm really happy. It's all about managing that and not focusing on how happy and how sad you can be, but just staying focused, staying resilient to what comes at you. And one area we didn't go into was the application process, but that can be a bit tedious. So if there are any last words from me, I guess it would be to say, of course, I could throw in some promotion for myself, where to find me. But yeah, is that fine?
yeah, sure.
Okay, well, I'm Sturdy Thought. Hopefully, this reaches some people. I'm Sturdy Thoughts on Instagram and TikTok. I create university educational content as well as funny skits to help bring an audience in, so that I can help send out my informative advice. I also have co-founded and co-run a community called Uni5, which helps university students get the same access to information, knowledge that some people might have, but some people might not have. So if you want to ask any questions there, it's more to excel what I already do on TikTok and Instagram, which is just to provide that educational advice and just share those resources as part of a wider community where you can connect with other students and help other people out and get that same help for free. So that's Uni Thrive. And
Yeah,
feel free
it's
to,
been a
yeah,
while.
feel free to
It's
DM.
been Yeah, it's been a while. I'm following Kieran on Instagram, so I will put his Instagram ID in the YouTube, and also we're gonna make this video short parts collaborational on Instagram, so you can have access, and please follow, subscribe, and DM if you have any questions about educational stuff and contents. That Kieran also is kind of expert in it, especially for CIS students. He has really great knowledge, and internship specifically, he's really good at internships. So, and Kieran, I usually ask my interviewees to do the second round after 5 years, if um, because I love to keep my connection with the people I know I make content with them. So, and I'm also super excited because all of the people I'm talking to are students. And I believe after 5 years, we're gonna see huge, huge and great achievements in our lives. So I love to have you as a guest after 5 years. And I just want to say it to have it as a proof in my video to keep you kind of involved in this video again after 5 years. We can have another video together.
I'm not sure if I'll be alive in 5 years. I haven't planned that far ahead. But of course, anytime you want, it could be as early as tomorrow. It can be as late as 5, 10 years. So feel free to send me. I've really enjoyed today's talk, and thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it was really amazing. And I loved your energy. Everything was perfect. And I wish you the best in your academic life and also the future entrepreneurship stuff. I hope to hear great stuff about your life in coming days and years.
And
And
I look
thank you,
forward to
everyone.
hopefully seeing you in America, hopefully one day. So, and restarting this in 5 years. And thank you so much, everybody, as well.
Sure. Thank you, everyone, for watching us. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the video if you like it. And see you soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye.